I've had an encounter with Scientology, but this ship here, this cruise ship, belongs to the Scientology people. And in the news, it was alleged that some lady got married to an individual, and she's had to sign a paper that she's going to be Scientologist forever. And they imprisoned her in this cruise ship here for 10 to 12 years. So I was living in Canada, walking down one of the longest streets in the world, the Yonge Street. And south of Finch Avenue, somewhere by Shepherd Avenue, I think between Shepherd and Lawrence, there's a Scientology organization. I don't know if it's a church, but there was an office on Yonge Street. So I'm passing, and this guy is outside with a clipboard. So I'm passing, he's white. He says, could I speak to you for a minute? So I said, okay. So he says, I have a few questions to ask you. Can you? So I answered those. And then he said, come in and do a quiz here. And when I finished, he said, man, you did well. And he started to praise me and tell me I'm smart and all this kind of stuff. Well, one of the white guys doing that to me, it's like, I'm going to ask myself some questions, like, what's he up to? I mean, it's unlikely a white brother going to be giving me all these kind of kudos and this special treatment and all that. He has some game up. Like in Canada, for example, a white guy showing me how I can make a lot of money. He said, man, you can make a whole bunch of money here, bro. You know, you're stupid by doing this way, this the way. And what he was telling me, I was doing income tax. I had an income tax practice. He says, look, why don't you charge people a percentage of what they're receiving, their refund, so that people will come in with all kind of games. They will, you know, bring in some documents and get back more than they should have. Maybe they get back 10,000. So if I go up like 25%, I'll get like 2,500. But if they're getting back just like 40, I just get 10. So you say, oh, I'll get 10. But when they come in, they're getting 10,000. They will give you 250. But you see, this would be a part of the government game. They will come back and lock me up saying that I'm in cahoots with this guy, defrauding the government. I knew that this paper weren't right, and I forged it, or they'll change the paper even when it get in, and all that stuff, you know, just to come and lock me up. So I was kind of, but by the way, they called me in once. They said, come in, we want to talk to you. And I went in, they said, we're getting complaints that you're falsifying people's income tax returns. I said, no, sir, I'm not. I don't benefit from what they're getting back. I just charge them a flat fee. My schedule is this, $5 every, you know, schedule and so forth. And that is it, sir. So that was enough to show that I'm not benefiting. But if I'd gone with what he said, I'd be in some serious trouble. So when these folks come and complimenting me straight away saying like, okay, let's get to the chase. I'm not interested, first of all, let me tell you. Okay, well, let me just hear what you have to say, bro. All right. So, had I gone on with this kind of compliments or whatever, he'd tell me, maybe I have this program and this and that. He was trying to recruit me into the Scientology thing. And, I mean, I am more sophisticated theologically than most of them. So that there's no way he's going to get me in that stupid stuff because, I mean, it's like, what are you going to tell me? You're going to explain the Bible, showing me that I need to be here. You see, I recall when I was working on a bachelor's in Florida, a young lady said, I'm moving from this area to this next area. Is there a church you recommend to me with a nice past and so on? No, you got to go to the scriptures and see if these churches are fulfilling what the scripture says. And if they're not, then you don't go there. It's only when a church has come from God that would lead you to God. And there are a lot of things up front that you would know that they're not, you know, of God, and you just won't get involved because they're a bunch of theatrics and a bunch of psychology and a bunch of games. And the bottom line is that when you go there, you end up, in other words, you're a sincere person. You're doing your thing, constantly checking with God, studying your word, devotions or whatever. When you go to church, they're taking away your religion. So if you go with none, you come back with less. And if you go with that, they diminish it because the experience is not enhancing your religion or your religious experience. So this Scientology thing, I don't know how, well, of course there are a lot of stars who in it, and you know, these celebrity stars, you know, they're not smart, they have no education. It's just that somebody know them, or they have the good looks, or they happen to be the right place at the right time, or they belong to some, you know, some secret society, and this is a continuation of the deception. But I just don't understand how people join the Scientology thing, because I read Ron Hubbard, Dianetics book, whatever, but I'm not going to pursue the thing further. I just taste it and I see there's not something I'm interested in. I'm not going to, you know, read it. In other words, when I'm reading, I'm analyzing as I go along. I'm not going to wait, oh, let me finish and then another thing. No, as I go along, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, and don't agree with two main things. At the end of the book, throw it away or whatever. I think I burned the book or throw it away or something. But this Scientology thing is really the games.